What's up everybody, welcome to my video. HBO's The Last of Us is a great show that is amazing to watch, partly because it has a great set of characters that are relatable and entertaining to watch. However, there is one character in the show that I believe was not properly executed. That character is Kathleen, played by Melanie Lynskey. The character Kathleen's faults have nothing to do with Melanie's acting and are solely based on how the fictional character was written. The main problem I have with this character is how the hell did she end up becoming a leader in the first place, because she is just so bad at it. I am personally glad that she was killed off early on in the show, and I'm going to get into the reasons why. Kathleen is the leader of the resistant group in Kansas City, Missouri. She is in charge of the betterment of her people after they got rid of Fedra in Kansas City. However, she is fueled by a personal feud that takes precedence over her own people. This is evident in the fact that she puts all of her resources into finding Henry, the man responsible for her brother's death, and killing him. First of all, she immediately attributes Joel and Ellie to be mercenaries that Henry himself has called in, even though there is no direct link between the two groups. She uses the arrival of Joel and Ellie to give more reason for her people to go out and do her personal bidding. Her vengeance clouds her judgment. Next, she deploys much of her compound resources and people to conduct raids across the desolate city. These resources could be put to better use, such as scavenging and camp work, but instead, what does she do? She chooses to pursue a personal vendetta. At first, I kind of understand what she's doing. She seems to be simply trying to get the man that is responsible for her brother's death, but she ends up putting other people's lives at risk for personal gain. The Kansas City resistant group overthrew Fedra because of the totalitarian rule, but then she ends up being just like them, no better than their previous rulers. Fueled by her rage, she kills the only doctor the community has. Yes, the doctor is a defector that knows the whereabouts of Henry, but he was not responsible for her brother's death. Her anger gets the best of her and she executes the doctor. A good leader is able to put personal emotions aside for the betterment of the people that depend upon them. There are other ways to punish people, but killing the doctor did not get her or the community anywhere closer to survival. A doctor is highly valuable in a post-apocalyptic world like The Last of Us. The doctor can not only heal but teach medical practices to the younger generations that otherwise cannot learn. We take it for granted, but the only reason so much stuff isn't life-threatening nowadays is because we have a massive infrastructure allowing centuries of accumulated medical knowledge to be applied to you within minutes. But Kathleen brutally executes the doctor simply because he will not cooperate with her vendetta. Next, Kathleen's leadership is somewhat confusing. Her older deceased brother was seen as the great leader within the community, but for some reason, Perry tells Kathleen that there has been improvements since her leadership started. Does this mean that her brother was not that great to begin with? This makes me question him as a leader if she is considered to be an improvement. This is especially true since we see Kathleen prioritize her feud over her people time and time again. When shown the threat of the infected almost breaking through the underground in a building, Kathleen chooses not to alert the community or to focus on neutralizing that threat. Instead, she chooses to keep quiet and not communicate with her people. She continues to put all her resources into searching for Henry, even though the one person that she trusts, Perry, urges her to tell the others. This remiss of her duties is exactly what gets her people killed in episode 5 called Endure and Survive. In this episode, she again deploys all her people to the edge of the city to catch only 4 people. This is where an eruption occurs beneath the ground and a horde of infected emerge from beneath the truck and feast on everybody, including her. It is a fitting end to her character really, seeing as she ignored the threat earlier on in the show, which is exactly what ends up killing her and her people. Also, she kills children, specifically deaf children with leukemia. She goes on to say that she will not spare Sam and Ellie because children die all the time. It's cold-blooded and ruthless. Normally, I like seeing this in a villain, however, she's supposed to be a rational leader. And rational people don't kill children that have nothing to do with personal feuds. Would you trust this unhinged person as your leader? I definitely would not. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching.